Dear students, in last video we have completed derivative of implicit function. Now in this video we have to study about the derivative of parametric function. First see what is meant by parametric function. Suppose x equal to f of t and y equal to g of t are the two functions. Here x is function of t and y is also function of t, that is y equal to g of t. Here two variables x and y are defined separately as a functions by intermediating variable t. Okay. This intermediating variable is known as parameter, and the function in which such type of parameter is used, that is known as the parametric function. For example, see here x equal to sine of t and y equal to log of t. Here is function of t, y is also function of t. Means x depends upon t, y depends upon t. This is the example of the parametric function. Okay. To find out the derivative of parametric function, we have to, before going to that, we have to study about the theorem related to derivative of parametric function. Okay, the theorem is very important according to board exam also. Okay, in derivative chapter there are 3 theorems. Okay, so we have studied first 2 theorem and now this is the last theorem, that is the derivative of parametric function. Let us see the statement of the theorem. If x equal to f of t and y equal to g of t are differentiable function of t, so that y is differentiable function of x, and if dx upon dt is not equal to 0, then dy by dx equal to dy by dt upon dx by dt. Okay. So what is given? We have given that x is function of t and also y is function of t, that means y equal to g of t, and both are differentiable function of t. Okay, and y is differentiable function of x, and if dx by dt is not equal to 0, then dy by dx equal to dy by dt upon dx by dt. Okay students, so this is the statement that we have to prove, and this is the derivative of parametric function. To prove the theorem, let us see what we have given. In that statement we have given that x is function of t and y is function of t, that is y equal to g of t. G is also function. So up to this, when we prove the theorem, the 4 steps we use. The steps are: first we consider the increment, that is small increments in the given variables. Then we consider the ratio that we have to prove. Then by taking limits on both sides, after that we use the definition in, and at last step we prove the theorem. In 4 steps we prove the theorem. Likewise in this theorem also we have to prove the theorem. Okay, so first step we consider the increment. So which are variable here? X, y and t are the 3 variables. So consider the increments, that is delta t is increment in t, delta x is small increment in x, delta y is small increment in y. Okay, these are 3 increments. As delta x and delta t are small increments in x and t, therefore delta x is not equal to 0, also delta t is not equal to 0. Okay. Now consider the increment ratio. What we have to prove, that is dy by dx. Therefore the increment ratio is dy by dx. Okay. And note that delta t tends to 0, delta x also tends to 0. Note these steps. Delta t tends to 0, delta x tends to 0. Why? Because x is differentiable function of t, x, therefore delta x depends upon delta t, and therefore as delta t tends to 0, delta x also tends to 0. Okay, remember this step. Now consider the increment ratio, that is delta y upon delta x. Delta y upon delta x. Now this is equal to delta y upon delta x. You know, delta y upon delta x equal to delta y upon delta x. Suppose this is numerator, this is denominator, that we know that. So divide at numerator by delta t, divide at denominator by delta t. Okay students, so this is delta y upon delta x. We can write delta y upon delta t divided by delta x upon delta t. Now taking limit as delta t tends to 0 on both sides. On both sides taking limit as delta t tends to 0. Okay, therefore limit delta t tends to 0, delta y upon delta x equal to limit delta t tends to 0, delta y upon delta t upon limit delta t tends to 0, delta x upon delta t. Okay, as x and y are differentiable function of t, we have the definitions. We know the definitions, that is limit delta t tends to 0, delta x upon delta t equal to dx by dt, and limit delta t tends to 0, delta y upon delta t equal to dy by dt, that is exist and finite. Okay, now consider RHS. Suppose this is RHS and this is LHS. So this is statement 1. Consider RHS of statement 1, that is limit delta t tends to 0, delta y upon delta t divided by limit delta t tends to 0, delta x upon delta t. Okay, so students, this is RHS. Okay, RHS equal. So the value of numerator, that is limit delta t tends to 0, delta y upon delta t, this value we put from this definition, that is this is dy by dt according to this definition. And the value of denominator, that is limit delta t tends to 0, delta x upon delta t, this value by using this definition we put here, that is equal to dx by dt. Okay, and hence RHS equal to dy by dt upon dx by dt. This is RHS. Okay, now what is the LHS? LHS is limit delta t tends to 0, delta y upon delta x. So here we can't use the definition directly, because here the limit delta t tends to 0 and the value at the denominator, the variable is x, and therefore we can't use the definition directly. So in this situation, now we have to change this limit delta t tends to 0 as delta x tends to 0. By which criteria we can use this, or we can change this? That is, we know that x is differentiable function of t. X is differentiable function of t. X and y are differentiable function of t, that we have given. Differential function of t, and therefore as delta t tends to 0, this implies delta x also tends to 0. Means as delta t tends to 0, delta x tends to 0 by using this. Delta t tends to 0, delta x tends to 0. By using this, we can change this limit. Okay. Therefore, now we can change the limit. Instead of writing delta t tends to 0, we can write limit delta x tends to 0. Because x depends upon t, as delta t tends to 0, delta x tends to 0. And this is delta y upon delta x. According to definition, we know that limit delta x tends to 0, delta y upon delta x. This is equal to dy by dx exist and finite because x and y are differentiable function of t, and therefore we can write limit delta x tends to 0, delta y upon delta x equal to dy by dx, which exists and finite. Okay, and therefore LHS equal to limit delta t tends to 0, delta y upon delta x equal to dy by dx. This is LHS. Okay, and we know that LHS equal to RHS. And therefore this is dy by dx equal to dy by dt upon dx by dt, where y and x are differentiable function of t, and hence it is the parametric function, and therefore hence the theorem according to the parametric theorem, dy by dx equal to dy by dt upon dx by dt. Students, the theorem is very important. According to exam, it may be asked for 3 or 4 marks. So which in 4 steps we have proved the theorem. That is, we have given that x is function of t, y is function of t. We consider the increments in x, y and t, that is delta x, delta y and delta t. We have considered the small increments. Then we consider the increment ratio, that we have to prove, that is delta y upon delta x. This is the increment ratio. Then delta y upon delta x we can write as delta y upon delta t divided by delta x upon delta t. Now the next step, this is the second increment ratio is the second step. Third step is taking limit as delta t tends to 0 on both sides. So this is limit on both sides. Now by using fourth step, by using the definition, that is limit delta t tends to 0, delta y upon delta t equal to dy by dt. Limit delta t tends to 0, delta x upon delta t equal to dx by dt. By using these definitions, we have put the value. Now at LHS is limit delta t tends to 0, delta y upon delta x. In this situation, we can't use the definition directly, but here we can change the limit. Instead of writing delta t tends to 0, we can write delta x tends to 0. By which criteria? That is, as x is differentiable function of t, delta t tends to 0, delta x tends to 0. And therefore, we have changed the limit, that is, delta t tends to 0 as delta x tends to 0. And now, by using definition, we have limit delta x tends to 0, delta y upon delta x equal to dy by dx, which is exist and finite, and this is dy by dx. Hence, LHS equal to RHS, that is dy by dx equal to dy by dt upon dx by dt. Hence, the theorem. Okay. Now students, let us solve some examples related to parametric function. Let x equal to, let x equal to x equal to 80 raised to 4 equal to 280 square. Find dy by dx. Okay students, so let us see in this example. Here x is function of t, x equal to 80 square, and y is function of t also. Means by using theorem of parametric theorem we can find dy by dx here. Therefore dy by dx equal to dy by dt upon dx by dt. Suppose this is 1. Okay students, now first find out value of dy by dt, value of dx by dt, and put in 1. Now let us find out dy by dt. dy by dt means differentiation of y with respect to t. What is the value of y? y is 2at square with respect to t. Here 2a is constant. 2a is constant. Okay students, so 2a is constant. Differentiation of t square with respect to t. And by using power function formula, here n equal to 2. n equal to 2, that is differentiation of x raised to n power formula. Its differentiation is n into x raised to n minus 1. By using this formula we can find out the derivative. Okay, and this is equal to 2a as a constant. Differentiation of t square is 2 into t raised to 1, and therefore dy by dt equal to 4at. This is second. Okay, now dx by dt, that is differentiation of x. What is x? X equal to at raised to 4 with respect to t. A is constant. Differentiation of t raised to 4 with respect to t. So here in this, by using power formula, the value of n equal to 4. And therefore differentiation of x raised to n is n into x raised to n minus 1. n is 4, and therefore a is constant, n is 4. X means the value of t, 4 minus 1 is 3. And therefore here dx by dt equal to 4a t raised to 3. This is third. Now put the value of 2 and 3 in 1. What is 1? That is dy by dx equal to from 1 dy by dx equal. What is dy by dt? dy by dt equal to 480. This is 480. And what is dx by dt? That is 4a raised to 3. 4a get cancelled, t also get cancelled. T upon t cube is 1 upon t square. And hence dy by dx equal to 1 upon t square. This is 1 upon t square. This is your answer. In this way we have to solve the problem of parametric function. Okay, now the next one. If x equal to 2 cos of log of t, cos of log of t, and y equal to log of cos of t. Find dy by dx. Find dy by dx. Okay. So here also x is function of t and y is function of t, and therefore dy by dx equal to dy by dx equal to dy by dt upon dx by dt, and this is 1. So first find out dy by dt, then find out dx by dt, put the values in 1, we will get dy by dx that we have to find out. So first dy by dt means differentiation of y with respect to t. What is y? Y function is log of cos of t with respect to t. So students, to differentiate this log of cos of t, first differentiate according to the log rule. So here differentiation of log of cos of t with respect to t, by here according to log rule we have to differentiate. But this log is again function of cos of t, and this cos of t is again differentiable function. Therefore into differentiation of cos of t with respect to t. Okay. Now what is the differentiation of log of x? Differentiation of log of x with respect to x, you know that 1 upon x. Instead of x, here log cos of t is there, and therefore differentiation of log of cos of t is 1 upon cos of t, into differentiation of cos of t is minus sine of t. And you know that differentiation of cos is minus sine, and that's why dy by dx equal to dy by dt equal to minus sine of t upon cos of t, and this we know that minus tan of t. This is second. Okay, this is second. Now dx by dt means differentiation of x with respect to t. What is x? X is cos of log of t with respect to t. Okay, so here students, first differentiate according to the cos rule. You know differentiation of cos is minus sine, and therefore differentiation of cos of log of t is minus sine of log of t. But this log of t is again differentiable function, therefore into differentiation of log of t with respect to t according to chain rule. Okay, and therefore here dx by dt equal to minus sine of log of t upon differentiation of log of t is 1 upon t, and this is third. Now put the value of 2 and 3 in equation 1, we will get dy by dx. Okay students, so here from 1 dy by dx equal to dy by dt upon dx by dt. So what is the value of dy by dt? Dy by dt is minus tan of t upon dx by dt is minus sine of log of t upon t. This t will be shift here, and we will get minus sine get cancel, and we will get dy by dx equal to t into tan of t upon sine of log of t. This is dy by dx. Hence, in this way, we have to solve the problem. Okay. Now the next one. X equal to the next problem is x equal to a into theta plus sine theta and y equal to a into 1 minus cos of theta. Find dy by dx. Okay. So what is here? X is function of theta, y is function of theta. Therefore here dy by dx equal to dy by d theta, because x is function of theta, dy by d theta upon dx by d theta. Okay, this is one. Now find out dy by d theta, means differentiation of y with respect to theta. So what is the y function? That is a into 1 minus cos of theta with respect to theta. So here a is constant. Differentiation of 1 with respect to theta minus differentiation of cos theta with respect to theta, and therefore dy by d theta equal to a into, that is differentiation of 1 is 0 minus differentiation of cos theta is minus sine theta, and therefore this is dy by d theta. Hence dy by d theta equal to a into minus become plus, and that is sine theta, a into sine theta. This is one, this is second. Okay. Now dx by d theta is differentiation of x with respect to theta, that is differentiation of a into theta plus sine theta with respect to theta, that is a is constant. Differentiation of theta with respect to theta plus differentiation of sine theta with respect to theta. Okay. So here a is constant, differentiation of theta with respect to theta is 1, and differentiation of sine theta with respect to theta is cos theta. Okay, and hence dx by d theta equal to a into 1 plus cos of theta. Okay students, so here dy by dx from 1 dy by dx equal to what is the value of dy by d theta? That is a sine theta upon a into 1 plus cos theta. So a get cancelled and dy by dx is sine theta upon 1 plus cos theta. But see students, further simplification is also there. How we can simplify it into another way? That is, we know that the formula. What is the formula? You know the formula of sine of 2 theta. Sine of 2 theta is 2 sin theta into cos theta. And therefore, sine of theta, half angle formula, 2 sin theta by 2 into cos of theta by 2. Similarly, 1 plus cos of 2 theta equal to 2 cos square theta. Similarly, 1 plus cos of theta is here, and that's why it is half angle formula, cos square theta by 2. And by using this formula, that is sin theta equal to 2 sin theta by 2 into cos of theta by 2. 1 plus cos theta is 2 cos square theta by 2. By using this, we can simplify. That is sin theta is 2 sin theta by 2 into cos of theta by 2 divided by 1 plus cos of theta is 2 cos square theta by 2. 2 get cancel, cos get cancel, and that is sin of theta by 2 upon cos of theta by 2. This is equal to tan of theta by 2. If we simplify, then this is the answer. Okay students, in this way we have solved these examples. Okay, also we have to solve again some examples. Okay, if you have any difficulty, then ask me, and now try to solve these examples. Let us take some example as a homework. So the examples are find dy by dx. Homework is that is find dy by dx. Find dy by dx if x equal to square root of 1 minus t square and y equal to sine inverse of t. This is first example. And second, find dy by dx. Find dy by dx if x equal to sin theta and y equal to tan theta. The next one, find dy by dx if x equal to square root of a square plus m square and y equal to log of a square plus m square. So students, here x is function of t. Remember that. Here x is function of theta, y is function of theta. Therefore dy by dx equal to dy by d theta upon dx by d theta. Here x is variable related to m. X is function of m here, and also y is function of m. So suppose here dx by dy by dx equal to, we can take the formula and then you can solve. Okay, so here x is function of m. Okay, y is function of n. Then by using this, solve. Okay, if you have any difficulty, then ask me.